Welcome back, guys. Last week I did significant figures, and this week I'll be doing standard form. I'll be looking at standard form, followed by some past paper questions where I'll be looking at questions that ask us to represent numbers in standard form and significant figures. Let's get started. So a standard form is writing a number in decimal between 1 and 10. Multiply up by a power of 10. So I'm going to look at examples where I show that we have to write the number so that it lies between 1 and 10. So if I have 5,327, let's put a decimal point here, then move it 3 places to the left. When I have the decimal point between 5 and 3, the number falls in the range 1 to 10. So I have it as 5.327. But because I move it 3 places to the left, I have to say 3 as a power on 10. So once you move it to the left, the power will be positive. I have to get the number between 1 and 10. So once again, if I have this example, it means I will have to move the decimal point until it reaches between 1 and 10. So here I move it 2 places to the left because there I'm able to get a number that is between 1 and 10. That's 5.2362. Then I have times 10 to the 2 because I moved 2 places to the left. Now another example is where I have a decimal but it's not between 1 and 10. So I have to make it by carry the decimal place 1 place to my right. Because I moved to my right, then the power on the 10 will be negative. So it will be times 10 to the minus 1. So once I move to the right, it will be a negative power. So if I have this, for example, another decimal where I have 0.003125, I have to move the decimal place until it becomes a number between 1 and 10. So that's 3 places to my right, and I'm able to get 3.125 times 10 to the, I move 3 places, so it'll be 10 to the minus 3. So to the left, I have to have positive, and to the right, it will be negative. Now let's look at an example. Now for this one, I have to use my calculator otherwise to determine the exact value of. The first one I have is 2.3 square plus 4.1 square. Now we have to use our calculator, or you could multiply, but let's use our calculator. Usually it's 2 marks or maybe a mark for these questions. So we square 2.3 to get 5.29. Next, I am going to square 4.1. So 4.1 square is 16.81. And then adding this 5.29 plus 16.81, that will give us 22.1. For the next question, I have to first do the division, then take away. So in our calculator, we can enter 0.18 divided by 0.6 to arrive at 0.3, then subtracting 0.003, and I will arrive at 0.297. Now the next part, which is part B, is asking us to write your answer in part A1, correct to one significant figure. Now we have 22.1, and one significant figure is the first number, which is the 2. The first number is the first significant figure, and the second number, which is the second 2, is our second significant figure, and then 1 would have been the third significant figure. It says one significant figure. We cannot lose the value that it's 20. So if I'm going to round off, for the 2, the first 2, behind it is another 2. So we know that once it's like that, we're going to leave it alone. Common mistake, students just write 2. But reality speaking, I am going to lose the position if I just write the number 2. Because, behind the first 2 is another 2. So we know we're not supposed to leave it alone in terms of not rounding up. So what we can do is replace the second 2 with a 0 so it doesn't lose the value of being in that position. So that means rounding off to one significant figure, it will become 20. So having this 22.1 to one significant figure is 20. Now for the next one, which is part 2, I need to write it in standard form. And we know that the standard form, I need to have it between 1 and 10. So I carry the decimal point 1 place to the left. And doing that, it means I'll have times 10 to the minus 1. The next question is a past paper question where I need to round this up to 3 significant figures. And the first thing I'll do is square 2.11. So squaring this, I will have 4.4521, and subtracting this from 8.75, I will get 14.2979. Now the question says 3 significant figure. So 2 will be our third significant figure, but behind it is a 9, so I have to round up. So my answer is 14.3. The final question, I need to give the answer in standard form. So first I have to calculate what is 0.0256 divided by 25 on my calculator. So this is the square root of 0.001024, and square rooting this, we will get 0.032. And what's going to happen is that I carry the decimal point 2 places to my right, so therefore I have 3.2, but it will be times 10 to the minus 2 because I've moved 2 places to the right, and this will be my standard form. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.